Okay, so now we've talked about the two of the four ways, which was organization and preparation, and then systemization and automation. We're now going to talk about what is the number one biggest mistake of small businesses. Number one biggest mistake is this. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. However, 48 of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So the biggest mistake of small businesses, look how much opportunities, how many sales are left on the table if people do not follow up. So the biggest mistake is that people do not have a follow-up policy in place. If you do not follow up, you are not putting yourself in that 80% category. You're in the 2% category. So this is a really powerful one, and one I hope you really take home here with these numbers. Now, these numbers don't include shops, people walking into a shop. Obviously, these are more service-oriented and distance selling. Let's talk through an idea here. Let's talk about one of those informal networking events and the contacts. You meet someone at a networking event. That's the first contact. You have a good meeting. You go home. You have to follow up with a thank you note the next day. That is your second contact. Normally they will respond back with a, yes, nice to meet you too. Your second contact, that still does not put you into the 80% of sales. Third contact, say you send a bit of educational material, an informational, something which you spoke about and, relates to what you spoke about and could be interesting for them. That is your third contact. Again, not in that 80% range yet, and perhaps they don't get back to you. The fourth contact would be a quick phone call to say, hey, what did you think? Did you find that interesting? That may lead to a meeting. That's your fifth contact. And at that meeting, you get a chance to present your services. On the sixth contact, which is a follow-up email, a follow-up phone call, to see how that meeting went, you get the deal. You get clients. That's six contacts. How many guys are easy to follow up after networking events? Particularly after you send educational material to them, a lot of people don't respond. They're busy in the email box. They're busy and they don't always respond to every email. Easy place to send. However, had you got to follow a policy that once you send this, you will wait 5 days and then send this, or you will phone up, you would have worked your way through the process and got yourself into 80% of the sales base were made after the 5th to 12th contact. Who should you follow up with? I think you're probably going to guess everyone. You need to make it organized and systemized. You want to have automated emails in certain respects as well. You need to have that personal touch. But you want to save time here, because I know following up with everyone sounds like a lot of work. But recently, I belong to a networking event called BNI, and one of our Untitled Chapter guys, Mark was explaining a story. He was at a meeting once, and there was an architectural firm at that meeting, and there was an electrician. And they obviously swapped cards as you do at BNI. An architectural firm followed up with the electrician. Now, normally you would not expect for there to be a lot of new business generated by electrician for an architect. They did their follow-up policy. On the second time they phoned, the electrician phoned back and said, "Glad you called. I was actually wiring some electrics in this office, and I know that they're looking for an architectural project, so I passed on your information." That contact there, that follow-up there, which reminded the electrician of the person he had met a few weeks before, turned out that architect won that project, which was well over 1 million in revenues and in sales. So you can see the power of follow-up. You can see where you cannot discriminate. Don't try and decide who's going to give you business or not. Just follow it. Have a system in place. This is where we guarantee, if you follow up, if you do this, you will get better business. You'll have more business. Okay, so we've now talked about organization and preparation, having a strategy in place. We've then talked about systemizing it, making it simple, automating it to buy back your greatest asset. We've now talked about the most important follow-up policy. Take away the stress. Have policy. Just do it. That's what you have to do. You can pass on to your employees too, because there are rules and things to fit into. It's a lot easier following a policy or strategy than trying to do it ad lib every time. But how are we going to complete the cycle? What is the fourth way to improve and guarantee better success rate? Feedback and tracking. You can only manage what you measure. So this is a really important one here. We want to now see we've got the strategy, we've got the system in place, but we want to get the feedback and tracking to make sure that we're doing it at the best we can. We are searching for continual improvement, because whether we like it or not, we will not get it right first time. It's very difficult in new business development, so we want to continue to keep improving. There's a lot of ways to get feedback and tracking, and these are just a few of them. Google Analytics, a lot of you probably have heard about that. Brilliant if you have a website, is drawing in a lot of your business leads. You can see how much success you're getting, how many people are clicking through. Yast.com. This is a great time management tool. I've talked about time management is critical if you really want to improve your sales because you need the time. Blocking out a certain 2 hours a day to work on this part of revenue producing work. Yast.com allows you to do that. It's a really good tool to organizing your time. Email opening and click-through rates. This is an example. If you've got a newsletter, you need to see how many people are opening it, because if you're only getting 5% opening rates, you're not getting across your message to enough people. So that will show you that you actually need to send it at a different time, in a different format, with a different title. Titles are really powerful for getting people to open their email. But if they open that email, more people open that email, you're getting at least more people thinking about you and reading about your information. Phone to meeting conversion rates. This is another thing, easy to track. How many phone calls have you made to get a meeting? Tools, SEObook.com. That's another one for guys who know the website. It's got a lot of tools there to track and get feedback on how their website's doing. Employee phone follow-up rates. This is an interesting one, something we tracked with one of my clients. They were getting a lot of leads, website-based, but they weren't able to convert them, or their conversion rates from leads to sales was lower. And we looked at it, and we looked into ways, their employees, they had a sales team, how many of them were phoning and how many of them were sending emails, follow-ups. And we realized that there are very few on the phone. So we implemented a strategy to train and to give them a framework that they felt comfortable with actually picking up the phone and following up with these leads. Right there, just on being able to track that and notice that as a problem, we were able to improve their conversion rate by around about 10% just on that one area of tracking. So that was really important. Competitor review, customer surveys, always crucial to understand what's going on in the industry. Advertising response, survey all incoming calls. Everyone in phone calls, you want to know how they heard about you, because the more you know, information is value, is money. So the more you know, the more you can tweak it. So this is the fourth part of the cycle. The idea here is once you've got your ideas, let's think of ways to track it and let's systematically look at it. And once you look at it over time, you will see trends. The numbers have so much value. They tell you so many things. They'll tell you what to do more of and what to do less of. They will be able to show you what is working and what is not working. So really, everything you do, try and find out ways to feedback and track it. It's the way to complete the cycle. Okay, so there we have it. So there are the 4 ways, quick summaries: to get organized, get prepared, have your strategy. Systemize it, automate it to get back your greatest asset, which is time. Have a follow-up strategy. Number 1 business mistake. Don't you guys make it. Tracking and feedback, continual improvement. Find the best way to continually improve. See what's working, see what's not. So the beauty of this is if you have more time, more structure, you'll have more efficiency, you'll be able to refine your strategy so it becomes more effective, and you'll have the follow-up policy on top, which works. So that way, with these ways, you are guaranteed to get more clients if you can implement these. However, what are you missing? What is the one thing we haven't talked about? Perfecting the best strategy, and as soon as possible. Because obviously these ways work, but they work if you know the right strategy, if you have the right system in place, one that works for your industry, for your type of service. So obviously one of the things we've talked about, this is where we work with small business growth specialists. This is an answer we've been trying to answer for a while, working with our clients. So as Einstein says, everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. So what we're trying to say here is, sounds simple 4 ways, but it's not a simple process. We want to make it as simple as possible, but it is difficult to do it perfectly. We're not saying that this is straightforward. Otherwise, every single business would have 100% growth rate every single year. So we're looking to make it simple, but it isn't simpler. But the key here is, what would having 1, 3, 5, 20 new clients a month mean to you? And I'm hoping that hearing this webinar that you now want to say you want to take action. I'm hoping that you're saying, you're not thinking, do I believe this or not? That I've been able to convince you that these 4 ways have power, and if you do them, they will improve your success rate. And improve success rate in new business development is money in the pocket or a success, so you can go home and feel like you've been very successful on a day-to-day basis of your work. So what would it mean to you, a better system, more sales? You know, what could that be worth? And how are you going to implement these changes and get the right strategy right away? Obviously, you can go and research this yourself. The key here is Churchill, let's sharpen the saw. Let's do the preparation, let's do the work beforehand. So I don't want you just saying, okay, I'm off, I'm going. Put in place the right systems and the right strategies so you can really, really utilize your time. You can do this looking at yourself, or one thing we want to offer you right now is a Metropolitan offer for Metropolitan clients, and it's about taking action today. Like I said, we've been working on this quite for a while. We have lots of strategies, new business development techniques, lead to sales conversion strategies, which we've worked with, have been very successful with our clients. And we're here, we want to offer you a chance to take some of our knowledge, some of our experience today in a very straightforward, set and simple manner. You might have heard this before: the rich spend money to save time, whereas the poor spend time to save money. We want you to maximize your greatest offer. So what are we going to offer? Through our coaching, there's one offer here for Metropolitan, 1 to 2 of the best in industry lead generation strategies. We want the ones which are specific to your business sector. So we're not just going to say, hey, here are some lead generation strategies, but these are the ones which work for your service in your industry. A tailor-winning lead-to-sales strategy, which will be systemized and automated, so you know exactly what you want to do and how you're going to do it. To help you to speed up time, we're going to include scripts, give you examples, so you have a good understanding and can get going straight away. We're going to talk about the organization to give you the time and the motivation, 2 real key strategies. We're going to put in a follow-up policy, something that we hopefully will be followed ad nauseum 100%, because as we said, this is such an important area. Then we'll talk and give you ways to track, get feedback, and redefine your strategies. So you can continually refine your strategies. We're going to put in a feedback and tracking process. So in this offer today, we'll get you started as soon as possible. And because you're going to have the tracking, you're going to continually be able to refine and make better and better. How are we going to offer this? Well, if you sign up right now, it's going to be a 1 by 30-minute company lead generation and lead to sales diagnostic session. We need to understand you. It is personal. It is business to business. You know, it's not one size fits all here. So we need to have that diagnostic session, which we'll be able to go through very quickly with a question and answering system. Once we've got that information, once we know what you're doing and things like that, we're going to do a 2 by 45-minute lead generation, lead to sale, follow-up strategy coaching. This is where we're going to implement it together. It's a relationship here. Find the best way, put in the steps, put in the ways to automate, to do those strategies. So now then, what's the value? To be honest, only you can determine this. We don't know. You know if you could get 1 more client, if you could get 5 more clients, if you could improve your conversion rate by 10%, you know what that means to you. I don't. Everyone is individual. Depends on the size of your business and things like that. But I can tell you that the cost of this one offer here is 187 euros plus IVA. This is a discount to Metropolitan. You won't find this type of specific lead generation, new business development coaching, which is going to give you such a takeaway, such a quick time for this price anywhere else. So if you sign up within the next hour, this is a recording, so we're going to offer this to anyone who's listening as well. If you sign up, what is the one area which is being overlooked here in this program? It is the coaching and accountability, and this is one of the most powerful parts of coaching. If you really want results, and this is what it's going to be to push you. So we're going to offer you a 60-day virtual coaching program on top of the coaching we've just talked about to get you those lead to sales strategies and follow-up policies. We're going to include the 60-day virtual coaching program for free as well if you sign up now. Why? We can show you the plans, together we can create that strategy, but if you do not implement it, if you do not follow up with it and do it on a routine basis, you will not see the results, and it's only you yourselves which will be losing out. So coaching is so important because we're all individuals, we all are human beings. Sometimes we don't have the motivation, sometimes we have some objections which we're coming across which we don't know how to overcome. So having this program through email, you're going to be able to ask questions. We're going to be able to give you some of the information you need. So what does this 60-day virtual coaching program entail? It starts from the end of the last session so you don't lose anything. Check-in accountability. So we're going to follow up with you. We're going to set targets together and we're going to follow up and see how you're doing. We're going to get feedback from you. So just having this coach on your side, walking you through, helping you take accountability will just give you that little bit more motivation. It works. It works in every area of life. You know, anyone who plays sports, anyone who plays an instrument, all the big businesses have some sort of form of coaching because of the outside external accountability. We're also going to bring coach expertise with you. For those 60 days, if you have a problem, you can email us and we're going to try and solve it. We can give you advice. We'll be refining things because, as I said, we won't get it right the first time. We're going to get a system in place, and it's through the tracking and the feedback that we're going to refine it to make it as successful as possible. And finally, we're available when you need it. So if you have a quick question, you can send it to us straight away, and we're going to be able to answer it. It's our commitment to you and this metropolitan offer. So how much would that be worth to you? I hope this has been really interesting. I hope this has been useful. I hope this has inspired you into action. Like I say, let's get those 4 ways in place: organization, systemization, follow-up policy, feedback and tracking. And if you want the fastest way as soon as possible, the best way, strategies which are focused on your industry, then think about our coaching program. Like I say, with a 60-day virtual coaching program, the fact that it will push you to do what you want to do, to make those changes you want to make, to give you that extra rate of success, I hope you find that very enticing. So thank you very much to Metropolitan for organising it. That's all from me right now. I hope to hear you on some other of the webinars which Metropolitan are going to offer. And thank you for your time. And if you are based in Barcelona, I hope we get to see each other in the Barcelona business community in person sometime soon. Take care. Thanks a lot. Bye. Just one last thing before we go. The website for this offer is freegreenbeanswebinaroffer.com. Thank you very much for your time.